Since the times of ancient civilizations, people around the world have worn Huaraches, shoes made from interwoven straps of leather. I remember my first time I saw Huarache when I was like 14, and there was like a Huarache and it was a screen green on the shelf. And I was like, wow, what is that? I was like, wow, what is that shoe? It was expensive and I couldn't afford it, man. So it's like, that's the first time I saw Huarache, and I could never get one until I was older. It's like my first pair of Nikes was a pair of Bo Jacksons, but yeah, that's the first time I saw Huarache, and I was 14. And then the first time I owned a pair of Huarache was I was like 21. So there was a bit of age difference, or a bit of a difference in, like, 7 years or whatever, until I actually first owned my first pair of Huaraches, which was a pair of Wings and Waffles. Really, that was my first pair. It was early days on the internet for me, so I was like scouring places that I had no idea what I was doing. I was just looking online. I was hitting shops. I used to live in Streatham Hills, and then down the road in Streatham Hill there was this big store. I can't remember its name. Massive sneaker store back in the day. And yeah, I'd go down there and see what they had as well. Like, yeah, it was pretty hardcore finding sneakers back in those days. Yeah, so then I got Orange Blaze, I think was my next pair. And then I got Metro Blues. And Metro Blues were like, yeah, these are my dailies. They're my daily beaters, the red Metro Blues. I wore them constantly. Just that neoprene sock, man. You can just slip it on. Don't need to lace them. I never lace mine. I just stick the laces down the sides and then good to go. And that was it. That's what I liked about it. It was a good shoe, good looking shoe. I mean, that doesn't say Nike anywhere apart from there, so no one knows what you're wearing. Like today, someone's like, what are those? I was wearing the Stussy Oaks. Like, well, they're Nikes, mate. Oh, yeah, I think back in the day, definitely. I mean, it did. The way it held your foot, it was comfortable, good to run in. So I can see how, 5,000 people wearing them and they were running in it. And they all go, yeah, that works. Over the years, I found that out. But yeah, it was like, here's 5,000 of them. Let's sneak them out through like a marathon and see if anyone likes them. I mean, they do like a sandal. I love Escapes. Escapes are up there in my top 5 as well. Colorway's good, but they do like sandal. They've got like the strap like a sandal. I mean, I can see where it comes from. And then if you've got a pair of OGs, you'll have one of these in your box, which actually tells you all about it. So it tells you all about how it's done, which is pretty cool. Back in the day, I didn't have MTV and I didn't have any of that kind of access to any of that, so I didn't see some of these things. Like, I didn't really have sneaker magazines and stuff, and so I didn't see the Buck Rogers advert until I was older, like when I was doing my research into it. And I didn't see all the adverts, basically all those vintage ads I didn't really see. But it was a futuristic looking shoe. I mean, even today that's a pretty slick looking shoe. But I think that's what it was. But part of its appeal is just it looks different to what was out there. The classic Huarache advert, have you hugged your feet today? And that's what it is, man. You get a hug every day. You put your feet in these shoes, and yeah, it is. It's like, there's a good advert as well. It looks good, slick, good typography. Just the focuses on the product. That's it. That's the original, which just pops. And this green here is more of a limey, dirty green, and the strap, the strap is just brown. So the photos that I've seen of the OGs repops look really good. I mean, that shape is looking good. I don't know, some of these things came from eBay. Like when that 2012-13 edition came out, which was the university golds and stuff, lots of Huaraches just appeared on eBay for not much money. So I was like, buy. And all these shoes that you see here are all original 91s. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much brand new. They just sit in a box. I'd love to wear them. So hopefully they do a good. If they screen green to come in and they look as good as they look, then and they do purple punches. Yeah, I like the punches. They come up. They're like a number 5 in me. I like them. But where's this color? This color screen, the aquas. That's a sick color. If you want to know what my favorite pairs are, it's got to be my Pralines, which I've had signed by Tinker. Yeah, there we go. Signed by Tinker. So I sent them these, and then I sent these. I sent the toadstools, and I had to arrange for somebody else, Bill Fred, to send a pair of his slates, because he had a mint pair of slates that I sourced for him. So he sent his pair, and then we sent to Nike, and they signed. Well, they got Tinker to sign him, which is cool. I got a photograph of Tinker looking down in his hat. You don't see his face, but you know, I know it's Tinker, so that's all good. The streetwear icon, like, you know, like people like Michael Jordan did wear them, Tyson's wore them. You know, they're pretty classic. I did that poster where I showed all the colorways for the first 52 pairs. You know, like, we want to put on this like exhibition of Huaraches. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I just boxed up most of the shoes, because I had most of them, boxed them up, sent them over, prayed that no one got hit with import tax or the shoes didn't get lost, and I just hooked up Crep City with a few of the other people that I knew that I'd been selling shoes to, that I knew had like the teal toe pair and unreleased samples that I didn't have. We've got a Facebook group for Huaraches, which we started years ago, and there's like 15,000 people in there now, which is pretty big. But yeah, you're right, this is definitely it's a much more focused niche market. There's not many massive collectors out there. I don't mind if they you know, go back to the same thing, do the same colorways. It's cool because it brings people back into it. I was getting out. I was like, I'm bored of sneakers, and then this happened. I'm like, oh yeah,